So this is building your healthy lifestyle using the Cornerstone Method so you can live a healthier, happier, and fuller life. So this is really the foundation. I talk a lot about creating your healthy foundation, and this is how you create that healthy foundation. So I learned through many years of trial and error that I would not actually be fully healthy unless I nourished and balanced my what I call nourishment pillars, which are your mind, body, and soul. So I had gone through a lot of health problems as a teenager, and not really, I guess health problems probably isn't the best word, but I struggled with terrible periods, terrible migraines, became a mom at 19, um, just tragic in my life that led to grief. And so all of these emotional things I kind of internalized. And I would become sick a lot, always at the doctor. And I actually had started working out probably 22, 23. And so I found exercise to really help my grief and my depression and my anxiety. It helped a little bit, but I was still always sick. And so I really, through this journey, this health and healing journey, I finally figured out that it really took nourishing all of it, the mind, the body, and the soul. So the key is balance of all three of these. When one is out of balance, the rest of the body is going to suffer. And so this is kind of where we lack a little bit in modern medicine, and I'm very grateful for modern medicine. My kids have needed it. I have needed it. My mom has gone through chemo treatments. It is very important. However, most of the time with modern medicine, we are just exploring one area when really we need to be exploring the whole body, like the whole being for the solution. The body was designed, beautifully designed, to work as one whole piece, not individual pieces. So if you're like me and you have internalized emotional pain or held on to grudges or past trauma, grief, heartbreak, betrayal, loneliness, it can and it will affect your physical health. And I am really careful to say, with modern medicine, I believe in both. I would love to see, I envision sometime in my lifetime where modern medicine and this holistic approach work together to seek more preventative care, to seek solutions and preventative care working together. But so your mindset, your thoughts, the words you speak to yourself, they're all going to affect your life. It's going to affect the actions you take in life, which is going to affect the outcome of your life and how you live. Your thoughts will affect what you attract in your life. And what you attract in your life is going to affect your physical health. So if you take nothing else away from me ever, take this one thing. We were made as one whole piece. Do not think for a second that what is going on in your mind and in your soul doesn't affect your physical health. You cannot out exercise a negative mindset. I've tried. You can't out exercise a really, really poor nutrition. You can't out exercise a broken self image. Again, I've tried all of these and it doesn't work. Everything needs to revolve around nourishing these pillars to create a healthy foundation so you can live a healthier, happier, and fuller life. So before I get into these individual pillars, I want to just talk quickly about a factor that is important when it comes to your health and improving your health, and that's your physical and mental environments. And there's a lot to this. I actually have a whole different talk on this, but I'm just going to cover one piece of each of these. And I posted yesterday in the Facebook group a coaching video of that kind of goes along with the mental environment. So we need to look at our physical environment when we're trying to improve our health. And for me, one of the biggest things that stands out is the people that we spend the most time with. Because the environment we are in is going to directly affect our health and the choices that we make and the way that we feel about ourselves, not each other, about ourselves. So again, there's many pieces to the physical environment, but I just like to focus on this one because it's probably one of the easiest ones that you can kind of just think about right now. And we've all heard the 5 people you spend the most time with, you become like them. But that saying, it really does play a massive role in your life and in your health. And I just want you to look at the people that you surround yourself with most of the time and kind of analyze the conversations. Are the conversations uplifting, inspiring, or are they filled with gossip and kind of moaning and groaning about life? And it's okay to have people to vent to. There's like a healthy, it's healthy to vent, to let things out. But there is a difference between a constant moaning and groaning and complaining negative outlook on life. When you leave after spending time with these 5 people, do you feel charged up? Do you feel inspired, happy, joyful, ready to chase your dreams, or just ready to take on life? Or do you leave kind of feeling icky, or almost like you were doing something you weren't supposed to, or maybe exhausted from those people or that person kind of sucking the good energy out of you? So it's just really important to kind of look at the people that you surround yourself with, because there is a direct correlation to the people you're surrounded with and your health. So your mental environment, again, go back to the Facebook group and check out the video I posted yesterday, because it goes more in depth into this. So this is your voice, your language, your thoughts, your internal dialogue, and your circumstance can actually change with the matter of perspective, which this to me has just really come to light in the last 6 months, and how powerful this actually is. You can change the way you feel about any situation by changing your thoughts around it. Once you shift your thoughts by just a 2% shift, that is a more empowering and believable thought, you can change the way you feel. Therefore, you're going to change the actions that you take and the results that you're getting. Changing your thoughts and acknowledging that all the things rattling around in your head aren't necessarily you. They are just stories that your brain has come up with, and you can change them, or you can choose to not believe them. And this is super empowering, because you really are not your thoughts, but you are a witness to your thoughts, and you don't have to believe every single thought that you have. You do not have to jump on that thought train, because a lot of times before we do this work, we have a lot of negative self-talk, and it is from past experience. It is from something that we read. It is not actually us, and it's not true. So that's something I really, really want you to try to take away from this. Okay, so the Cornerstone habits. This is kind of the framework, and you can use this to build your day-to-day routine. This framework means that you can tweak it. You need to make sure that it accommodates you and your lifestyle, and that's what I do with all of my clients. And there isn't a single client in any of their programs that looks exactly the same, because everybody's life and where they are at is so different. But this framework works for everybody. These Cornerstone habits are what drastically changed my life and have built my clients their healthy foundation. Many previous clients will message me and tell me that they still use their Cornerstone habits, or that they've even built more habits on top of their healthy foundation. So one of the keys to this framework is that we solely focus, especially in the beginning, we focus just on adding in healthy habits, adding in, not taking away unhealthy unhealthy habits. We just focus on adding in. We don't restrict all of a sudden or throw everything out. We're just focusing on how we can add really small positive things that's going to benefit our health. And from that, you will watch those bad habits naturally fall away. And these 5, they're really, really simple cornerstone habits that can totally change your day-to-day routine and transform your life. This is how my clients have uncovered emotional barriers to find a place of self-love. This is how my clients learn how to properly nourish their own body while getting fit. My clients are able to create a life they enjoy because they live it with self-love, balance, and are able to sustain it. And sustaining it is one of the most important things. I think I just blow it up bigger here for you. Yeah. So these cornerstone habits, they fill the nourishment pillars. This is what the pyramid or triangle, whatever you want to call it, is made up of. Nourish and expand your mind, nourish and love your soul, fuel your body, move your body, and hydrate your body. So we're going to talk about these individually, and the first two we talk about the most. So nourishing your mind, it is the first block. It's the first base of that foundation, because nothing else matters until you're able to alter your perspective around health, food, and your body. This piece is such a priority because it's really freaking hard to build a healthy lifestyle, a healthy foundation without a healthy mindset. And this is probably why, if you've never been able to stick to anything, this is probably why. And this piece is going further into the mental environment that I just talked about. And again, that video that I posted on Facebook. So your thoughts dictate how you feel. They dictate your feelings. Your feelings are going to determine the actions you take in any given moment, in any given situation. The actions you take impact the outcome of the situation, of your life. So your thoughts literally can dictate your life. The stories that happen in your mind can actually they'll affect your reality. Like I said, just believing that they're true, not being able to see that they're not actually all true. And these thoughts come from your past, by what you read, what you listen to. That voice in your head that tells you all these negative things will really create the way that you feel about yourself. So the key is changing your thoughts. You have the power to change your thoughts. It just takes consistent practice and support. The circumstance you find yourself in, is completely neutral until you decide to have thoughts about it. And I'm going to say that again. The circumstance you find yourself in at any moment is completely neutral until you decide to have thoughts about it, because those thoughts you have about the circumstance will then determine how you feel. One of the ways I began to change my thoughts and my inner dialogue, because this piece is so big for me, because I was such a negative person, like glass half full. I had terrible self-talk. I mean, the thoughts were always, I'm dumb, I'm stupid, which is something that I'm very insecure about. That I'm lazy, that I can't finish things. And I honestly don't know when this dialogue started. That is how long it was in me. And it has taken a lot of work to change. And the thing is that it still happens, but all of these tools help me navigate and manage and change my thoughts about myself, because those thoughts aren't true. So anyway, back to one of the ways I began to change this is by spending 10 minutes a day in a self-development book and implementing what I read. And that's kind of the key to the reading. A lot of people tell me that they listen to an audiobook or podcast, or they read, but they aren't actually implementing what they read. So I really, really suggest if you're going to do this, stick to 10 minutes, stick to the 10 minutes or one chapter and find something in that chapter, in that 10 minutes that you can tangibly implement in your day and in the coming days. Really practice implementing what you are reading and taking away, because that is what makes the biggest change, the biggest difference. So this step into digging into your thoughts and focusing on shifting your mindset is so important, because once women shift their thoughts around health, allowing it to be a priority and shifting their thoughts on how they think about food and how they think about their body, they are then able to move on to the physical nourishment pillar and have much easier success. And that's the pillar everybody wants to get to. Everybody wants to get to the physical one and the fitness, but really this step is such a priority and makes going to the physical side happen much easier. Loving and nourishing your soul. This one's my favorite. So this is the beginning of prioritizing your emotional health. These two blocks, the mindset and the soul, could really kind of duel it out about which one is first as far as the base of this. But I decided the mindset came first, because sometimes I have to help women change their perspective on health and fitness before we can even tap into the nourishing of their emotional health. So that's why that mindset is first and is the base. But this step is just as vital. Now, I do highly recommend support, a coach, a mentor, a program, a health coach, a coach with the first name as Christy. I don't know, maybe. But really, this can be a beautiful transformation. But the path can become a little scary. It can become a little lonely, and people could get lost if they don't have support. So having any mentorship is just recommended. Anybody, therapy, a friend, some type of support system when you are tapping into exploring your emotional health, because this is where we explore things like childhood trauma. And when I say that, that doesn't mean you had bad parents. We all have some sort of childhood trauma, and maybe trauma is too strong of a word for it, but it's not just parents, it is your teachers, it's the people you interact with, the things that you watched on TV. I mean, I remember the Slim Fast commercials and the I don't even remember the exercise program at that point, but just this picture, this idea of what women should look like or what the perfect housewife looks like. So these things, these phrases that you heard as a child and teenage, like your brain translated it into and made it about you. It translated it into something that was about you. So when people comment on young girls' bodies, that is something that you shouldn't, or any child, not just girls, any child, comparing their body to another child's, even if it's a sibling, is just not something we should ever do. And I have been guilty of it. So I'm not shaming anybody, but it really, so there was a study that I read once about young girls as young as 5 can look in the mirror and feel insecure and feel unhappy about some part of their body. And that just makes me want to cry, because that is incredibly sad. And that is from kind of these stories or the things that we say and we don't even realize that kids are absorbing. So it's very important that we are mindful of those things. But actually, this happened recently with my youngest. She came home from school crying because a boy at school told her that she was ugly because of her freckles. And so thankfully, I'm in the position that I'm in now in my health and healing journey, because prior to, I would have been so pissed off that happened to her. My anger probably would have made her feel like she was in the wrong. And I just hugged her and I asked her, what do you see when you look in the mirror? And we kind of went through this whole thing. But it really does affect kids what they hear. So it's just something to be mindful of with kids, but also when you're thinking of yourself and wondering where your thoughts and your emotions come from. Even the way you were disciplined as a child could affect your thoughts and your emotions today, or the story that you were told to follow. So in coaching, we really work to uncover patterns that you naturally take in life that's just kind of an automatic response, because we all have a shame cycle that we get sucked in. The choices and decisions we make become based off of the shame cycle that we're sucked into. And there's always a pattern to that. There is always a pattern. And once we identify those patterns, we can begin navigating how to break those old patterns to create healthier ones. And I have lots of old patterns that I have like continued to uncover and create new ones. And sometimes I'm still battling old ones. And so for things like this, like the sugar detox challenge and doing these workshops, my pattern is to get this idea and get super, super excited about it and put it out there, and then be terrified of doing the work, terrified of showing up, of wanting people to show up, but energetically being afraid that if they do show up, they're going to think I suck. They're going to not like me, all of these thoughts. So that's something that I have to work through. But when we begin doing this work to nourish and love our souls, we begin healing these old wounds and creating new patterns, which is so exciting and so pivotal. This is where we can find a deep connection to ourselves, a deep connection to our faith. And this is where you can truly unlock that self-love that you hear. So to begin with this, I started simply with gratitude. As soon as I would open up my eyes in the morning, I would say 5 things I was grateful for. And at first it was very superficial. It was, it could be my bed, a warm blanket. But as I did it over time, it got a little deeper and a little deeper. Eventually I was getting out of bed and I started journaling. And my routine has come into this total journaling of gratitude journaling. And then I added devotional and prayer routine, and now meditation. My soul nourishment is very, very important to me, but not everybody's is going to be that elaborate. It could simply just be waking up, opening your eyes, and saying 5 things you're grateful for. That takes 0 time out of your day. It could be journaling. It could be your prayer and devotion. It could just be a walk out in nature. Meditation has become very powerful for me, and I was always a little afraid of it because I didn't think I knew how to quiet my mind. I don't know what I thought, or that I could sit still for it. And really, I've been doing guided meditation, short ones, and they have become so powerful that now I can also put myself into a calming meditation. And so these are just examples of ways that you can love and nourish your soul. But one of the easiest is absolutely the gratitude. And it's really great to start with that one because it's hard to be negative and grateful at the same time. Okay, so fueling your body, I'm not really going to go into this. So if I want you to check out the workshop that we did on Tuesday, the replays in the Facebook group. So I'm not really going to go over this. But definitely want you to check that out. So during the workshop, I kept thinking of this. I was talking about this cycle, this shame cycle, and I wanted to do a visual. And so this kind of came to me literally last night. So I'm going to go over it really quickly. But so basically when women diet or count calories, count macros, you pretty quickly you see progress. But then eventually, from that restriction, from the tediousness, I think that's the word, there's always the indulge or the infamous, I slipped up. Oh no, I ruined it. And then that typically leads to binge eating. And then that binge eating leads to negative self-talk. I'm a failure. I can't do this. This always happens. And it's just a vicious shame cycle. And maybe eventually you try the diet again and you go back through this and notice how it's just going down. And maybe the progress could be in line with diet, but it's just taking steps down, and that just goes right back to where you started. So with this, we're going up. When you fuel your body, you create mindset changes. You see, literally, you have less brain fog and mental clarity when you're fueling your body. But you are also having a different perspective around what food means. And then you begin to see things about food and about your body. You learn, you gain knowledge, you understand that food is meant to fuel you, that it is not the enemy. You understand what your body thrives best with and what it doesn't thrive with. Apples, I always use the example, not everybody's able to digest them well. This is all also when women see and we work through, oh, actually, maybe there's a hormone balance. This is where we can find the root cause. So then we seek how to fix the hormone balance or fix the nutrient deficiency. Then we see major progress in the way we feel and the way we look and all over progress. And this is balance. This is when you're like, I can live this healthy lifestyle. I can indulge and still fuel my body and have self-love. This is the cycle that I want you to get to. And we do that through fueling your body. So I highly invite you to check out that workshop from Tuesday. You can skip my introduction. You can skip my little spiel at the end of trying to have you hire me. And it's like 35 minutes long. So it's not too bad. All right, move your body. So movement. And I am interested if how people feel about the fact that movement isn't the first one, that this is like, third in the ladder. But the key for movement is intentional movement. Intentional movement is key. Our bodies were designed to move. We were designed as hunters and gatherers. We're not designed to sit at a desk for 8 hours, then sit in a car, and then sit on the couch at the end of the day. While our environment, our lives, society has changed drastically, our body, the way that it was designed, has not changed. We're still not meant to be living a sedentary lifestyle. We are designed to be physical. We're designed to move, to run, to jump, to be outside. So I know life in corporate America demands 8-hour days at a desk job. But what I want you to get to is seeing how important just simply moving your body in any way that feels good to you will make a difference. And this is intentional. So I really want you to focus on intentional first. Intentionally moving your body 20 minutes a day. That is it, just 20 minutes. So to fit this into your life, you could do 2 10-minute walks. You could do let me make sure I'm not skipping anything. So before I talk about this list, I'm going to talk about walking really quickly because it is very underrated. And a lot of people, if you're not currently working out or you don't have access to work out, don't discount walking. I feel like some people think, well, unless I'm doing something strenuous, there's no point in doing anything. And that's not. Walking is so beneficial for your physical, mental, and emotional health. So definitely don't outrule walking, especially when it's nicer weather, you can be outside. So if you took 2 10-minute walks in a day, one in the morning, one in the evening, or one at lunch break, one in the evening, however it worked out, that's 20 minutes. That's an amazing start. That's all it takes. So, oh man, typo. You can do a walk on lunch break, swim, bike, yoga, Pilates, boxing. You can hire Christy for fitness plans, dancing. I meant to put dancing on here. Just having a little dance party in your living room with your kids, with your spouse, without anybody is moving your body. So yes, fitness plans, hiring a fitness coach, hiring a health coach who is a certified personal trainer. Maybe her name is Christy. I don't know. But regardless, even if you already are strength training or any type of exercise, you only need 20 minutes minus mobility. So if you do have a fitness plan, but you don't have mobility designed specifically for you, your muscle imbalances, past injuries, any major pain points, then yes, you definitely need to talk to me, because mobility is how you will be able to move your body well for the rest of your life. So all I want you to start doing is adding, that's not true. So the 20 minutes of intentional movement. Then after doing that, working on that, then I want you to take it a little bit further and look at your day-to-day tasks and just ask yourself, how can I move my body more? How can I just move more in the day? Gardening, cleaning the house, cleaning the car, park further from the door at work, park further from the door at the grocery store, as long as you feel safe. For women, always, always, always recommend parking by a light and parking by a camera. When I worked full time at a desk, I would just get up every hour and walk around. It was pretty small, so I didn't always get the like 250 steps that Fitbit recommends. But I would also go out of my way. So I would walk down to the bathroom, come back to my desk, get my water bottle, go back to fill up my water bottle instead of taking my water bottle with me. And the reason I did that was literally just to move my body more, because I was sitting 8 hours, then I was driving to gymnastics practice or a basketball game, sitting there. So you sometimes just have to get creative on how you can fit more movement in your day. All right, next cornerstone habit, hydrate your body. So my sassy and hilarious 12-year-old daughter was complaining about a sore muscle the other day. And I opened my mouth to, give my advice like I do with my children. And she cut me off and she's like, "Oh, I know, mom. I just need to drink more water and have self-confidence. That's the family motto." And it was very funny and very sassy, because everybody constantly in our house makes fun of me. They're like, "Oh, if we broke our neck, mom would say you should drink more water." But really, your body is made up of 60 to 70% of water. That's majority of your body. The water in your body plays a vital role in your body's organ functions. And you're constantly losing water. Urine, bowel movements, sweat, tears, even breathing takes up water. So if you're drinking more coffee than water or more pop than water, it's likely you're dehydrated, maybe suffering from headaches, constipation, dry skin, chapped lips, brain fog, fatigue. So many women come to me with brain fog and or fatigue, and I ask them how much water, and obviously food is part of that, but I'll ask about water and they're like, "Oh, I don't drink water." I promise you, if you have brain fog, I promise hydration is directly linked to that. So just try it out. Trust me. So it's also, if you are good about getting your water. So if you're really good, you get enough water, make sure that you are possibly adding electrolytes if you don't get it through your food. So adding like a lemon to your water, not Gatorade, or even electrolyte packets. If you check the ingredients, let me check the time. I feel like I'm rambling, but so one of the ways I started getting more water in my day was just as soon as I would wake up, I would have a glass of water waiting by my bed. And I like room temperature water. My body likes it better. So if you can just wake up, have at least 8 ounces. As soon as you wake up, your body is going to wake up so much better from that water than if you had coffee first. And I love coffee. I love the routine of coffee. I love the smell, but it's not the coffee that actually wakes me up. It's if I have water before my coffee that wakes me up better than the coffee. So try room temperature, try ice water, whatever your body feels better with. It will love waking up to water. I promise. So also, if you need an excuse to buy a cute new water bottle, now's your time. So this is the Cornerstone Method. This is the structure. This is just kind of a visual for you. This is the cornerstone to healthy living. These nourishment pillars make up the cornerstone habits, make up the nourishment pillars. So nourish your minds by reading 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes a day could be something else for you. Nourish your soul with gratitude. Fuel your body. Ask the question. So if you don't know what that is, you need to check out the workshop. I'm not going to tell you. Move your body intentionally 20 minutes a day and hydrate your body to replenish. Use the structure as your framework to build a day-to-day routine that fits into your life. The small individual habits within these might look a little different than mine, and that is okay. But these just super small habits are going to make such a difference in your life. And this is how you create a healthy foundation that is sustainable and adaptable. You can adapt this framework for when life throws you curveballs. And this is really easy to fit into your life. Or maybe for you right now, maybe one pillar you know is just severely lacking. Then you can focus on that one pillar, and that's okay. Focus on it for a couple weeks and then move on to the next one. You have to make it work for you, and you can always revisit this structure and just add something new or go back to your healthy foundation. And if you did all 5 of these things that I tried to do in one day, it would take roughly an hour. And these things I do very, very consistently, but consistently doesn't always mean every single day. It is just consistent. It works for me without stressing me out. And sometimes I have to prioritize which one is most important during that day. So your health is a priority. You should be able, I want you to find an hour. I want you to find 10 minutes or 20 minutes in your day to focus on your health. Okay, so I don't want to take up a whole bunch more time, but I really want to show you 2 real life examples of clients who have directly used this method in their life and has had major shifts and so many benefits. I just want to show you this so you can see basically real life examples. So these are real people. However, I do change the name of the person just for confidentiality purposes, as I'm sure you can understand. So this client, we'll call her Catherine. She's a busy career woman planning a wedding. So before working with me, she tried a lot of restrictive diets on and off, and just nothing ever lasted. She felt like she was fairly active, but she hated the idea of working out or having a workout routine. So one of the first things we worked on, again, was that first block, was her mindset, her perspective around health, fitness, food, and just how much we needed to change her perspective around those things to open up the space and idea of starting to do more of these things. So for her, one of her aha moments was, and I'm going to quote, "How quickly I noticed changes in my body and with such little effort. I have been conscious of my diet, but not depriving myself. And my workouts are 30 minutes max, 4 to 5 days a week. I put in the time, the effort, but I honestly thought I'd have to put in 10 times more work and overhaul my entire diet to see the changes I'm already seeing." So I really like how she mentions, she is being aware, but not depriving herself. She went on to say, "I am still blown away by how Christy's program has improved my mental health and self-confidence. Just a few weeks into the program, I noticed a change in how I viewed myself when I looked in the mirror." And that to me gives me goosebumps. That is something that I will always be the most proud of. Not the weight loss, not the inches lost. Women looking into the mirror and feeling differently about themselves. So yes, like tangible evidence. She lost nearly 14 inches overall, lowered inflammation. She had some extreme hip pain from an anterior pelvic tilt that has nearly vanished, that she had been battling for a very, very long time. Mental shifts that she had were mind-blowing. And one of the other things that I'm most proud of with this, she had been putting off going wedding dress shopping despite the wedding getting closer. She just didn't feel beautiful, and she continued to avoid it because she was so unhappy with herself. After 3 weeks of working with me, she booked her bridal shop appointment, and she said she tried on dresses, and this is her words, with zero body shame and felt so content in my body. She said, all this time I thought I just needed to improve my body, but that was obviously not the case. I needed a mind, body, and soul reset, and that's what Christy is helping me achieve. And that will forever be one of my most favorite stories, is this client finally booking her wedding dress shopping after 3 weeks of working with me. Okay, one more. So this client, we're just going to call her Janet. She's a busy working mom to young children, and this is just a huge understatement. Before working with me, she said, and I'll quote again, living the busy mom life, no direction of where to take my health and wellness journey, not having much control over life. So for this client, being a super busy mom and commuting to work, we had to create a clear plan for her. So she didn't have to make decisions. I just wanted everything laid out for her so she didn't have to use brain power, because as a mom and working, you're using so much brain power. So we just laid everything out for her. And then we carved out time every single day for her to focus on her well-being so she could show up better for her young kids. She said, my biggest aha moment is definitely having my cornerstone habits and creating time each day for myself. I'm a great mom, but I wasn't a great steward to the body that God has provided me. Having that clear direction of how to take care of my mind, body, and spirit was a game changer. So this client gained energy, lost inches. She actually did not step on the scale at all. That was not something that we were going to, not a path we were going to go down with this client. And it was so beneficial for her. So she gained energy, lost inches, clothing fit better, lowered her stress levels, felt more fulfilled, and emotionally, she reported being more patient and slow to react out of anger or frustration because of the breathing techniques that we had learned. So two very different clients, very different circumstances, very different outcomes, but we made this structure, we used this framework, and we made it work for their lives. So thank you so much for being here, for listening to the replay of this, and just being part of the Sugar Detox Challenge. So it has been an absolute joy sharing this journey with you. And I really, really, really hope you've gained some valuable insights that you can implement in your life. I want you to know I genuinely care about your well-being. I care about the well-being of all women. I so passionately believe that you deserve to live your healthiest, happiest, and most fulfilling life right now without waiting for the perfect moment. You deserve to prioritize your health and to invest in yourself. I want you to imagine waking up each morning feeling energized and ready to take on the day while being patient and present with your kids. Envision a life where your stress levels are significantly reduced because you feel grounded and you feel in control. Picture yourself radiating that confidence, having uncovered self-love for yourself, nourishing your body, and becoming fit and strong. Every woman deserves this. Every woman deserves the ability to enjoy the present moments while feeling her healthiest and best self. And I want to help you achieve that. So if you sign up for a discovery call by July 14th, the call doesn't have to take place before July 14th, but just book the call by July 14th, you will unlock some really exciting exclusive bonuses to the support that I give you in my one-to-one program. And I just want you to know that these calls, there's zero pressure. It's just an opportunity for you to feel heard, feel seen and supported. I'm here to just listen to your needs, and together we can create a plan that aligns with your goals and your desires. I genuinely am so eager to have this call with you, to take this journey with you. So if you're feeling that nudge, that inner call to take a step towards a healthier and fuller life, I encourage you to book a call at the link there on the screen. And just think of this as having a chat over coffee so we can explore the possibilities and see how I can best support you. You don't have to do this alone. I'm here for you. I'm here to guide you, empower you, and help you unlock your full potential. You deserve to feel safe, supported, and cared for on this health and healing journey. So thank you so much once again for being a part of this workshop and this challenge. I'm grateful for the opportunity to serve you, and I cannot wait to connect with you on these discovery calls. So hope we chat soon.